I said, "Doc, if everything doesn't go well, like what happens?" He said, "You have about a little less than a year to live." My name is Jerome White. I'm 37. I'm married with 2 kids. I was diagnosed in 2021. They staged it at stage 4. It was a rough summer. It was like a rough 3 months. I had anal fistula. I had about 6 surgeries on that, which was brutal. Finally got an appointment with a gastro doc, which took literally 3 or 4 months. So they did an endoscopy. He found the ulcer, and luckily he told me to come back just to make sure the ulcer healed, because I wasn't going to go back. I was like, "Hey, doc, I'm feeling better now." My wife, she pushed me to go back and just follow up with it. I was all right. So got another endoscopy, and that's when he found a tumor behind the ulcer. He said he missed it the first time simply because it was just a lot of blood with the ulcer. They pretty much fast track everything. Did a bunch of blood work, another endoscopy, laparoscopy, and then they were able to stage it at stage 4. I didn't know anything about cancer, period. But even when they told me stage 4, I remember my wife, she just started instantly crying. And I remember calling my dad. I said, "Hey," he's asking me how your appointment went. So I was like, "They staged it at stage 4. He said, "Oh," his voice just dropped. He's like, "Oh, okay." So me and your mom were on our way there. And I remember my parents come, and it was just a very dark moment. Everybody was just really sad. And that's when I started reading the Life with Cancer booklet. And that's when I started learning about staging. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty serious right now." Treatment-wise, 8 rounds of chemo, flopped. High-pec surgery right after the 4th round of chemo. I had surgery to remove 60% of my stomach. Right after surgery, a month break, and I did the last 4 rounds of chemo. Pretty much moved fast, because once they staged it, they realized the cancer was starting to spread, so they wanted to act fast on it. I'm at a good place right now. I'm currently still in remission. I think it's a little bit over 2 years. I was able to beat the cancer in 6 months. Had a few hiccups here and there. What really was more brutal to me is life after cancer. Like my brain was just wired differently. I couldn't do simple things like I used to do before. I looked at totally different, trying to find my purpose again. There was a lot of mental healing that I'm still healing to this day. Okay, I beat cancer. All right, moving on. It doesn't work like that. Early screening, really, because I don't know how long I had that ulcer. Early screening and early appointments, because I think it's ridiculous that it takes 3 or 4 months to get an appointment with a gastro. I know my doc said, if it would have just been 1 month later, we would be talking about a whole different story. Well, I wouldn't probably put you on this flop treatment right now. Your cancer would have started spreading. It would have probably been too late. So a lot of early screening, especially at an early age as well. Cancer has no age. It just attacks any victim at any given time. Don't let the staging scare you. Just keep fighting, because miracles can happen. Just take it one day at a time, literally one day at a time. You can't think about the future, can't think about anything of that. Just literally just take your life one day at a time. It will be good days and it'll be bad days, but those good days, just realize what you're fighting for. Be grateful that you have air in your lungs. What I did to help me out was write a gratitude journal. Every day, I just found one thing that I was just grateful for. Looking back at the end of the week, looking back at the days I was grateful for, the bad days, I forgot all about them.